We can say make new friends and keep the old if y'all want to. Do a round right here on Zoom. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. First, let me just say good evening, friends. And for those of you that don't know me, I always introduce myself as the very proud CEO of the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. I want to thank you for being here and for choosing to be a part of this incredible journey. Let's make this year an unforgettable one, filled with growth and laughter and endless possibilities. So at this time, I'm going to ask you to please put your devices on mute. And now let's do our Girl Scout promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Thank you all very much. And I want to say to you, happy fall, everyone. I am definitely falling in love with fall. Fall has traditionally been the time of new beginning for Girl Scouts. And this year is no different. We get a fresh start with a new school year. We invite girls and we invite adults to join us at school registration nights. We join hands in the Girl Scout family with a renewed look to the future. You see, we share a commitment to the ideals of Girl Scouting, or we wouldn't be here. Juliet Gordon Lowe stated so well so many years ago, I've got something for all the girls in Savannah and the United States. And we continue her traditions today. While she fought obstacles back in 1912, we also find obstacles and a need for courage in today's world. Let me begin tonight by telling you how much I admire you, the challenges that you're taking on, the roles that you're playing. You touch so many girls every single day through your work. So thank you for being here tonight and for your continued effort to the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. Tonight, we have a full agenda. We have our board chair here, Linda Manley. Linda, wave your hand. She's here. And several other board members are here tonight. Jessica Upchurch, Marianne Dahl, our first vice chair, and I will give you an update on the state of the council. So I ask that you save your questions for the end, because I want to give you enough time to ask all of your questions. First, I want to let you know that I am going to be taking a 3-month sabbatical. I would like to recharge and take an extended break from work for personal enrichments and professional development, to rest and to learn new skills. It will give me the chance to recharge and pursue personal interests and improve overall well-being. Now, this is going to start on October the 6th, and it will end on January 5th, 2026, just in time for cookies. But during my absence, I have made arrangements with Jessica Upchurch, our Chief Operating Officer, to handle all of my responsibilities while I am out. Jessica has my full trust in her abilities, and I am confident that she will remain the high standards of our team. This time will enhance my skills and contribute positively to my future work at this council when I return on January 6th, 2000, on January 5th, 2026. I want to give you a financial update. At town hall meetings, we promise to keep you all up to date at where we are with our finances. The Girl Scouts of the USA requires our council to have 6 months of reserves. Right now, we are at 17 months of reserves. I want you all to know that this current year, we are projecting to end the year with a deficit of $927,000. And we are projecting a deficit in 2026. I also want to note that our goal is to balance the operational budget without a deficit. So, having good, healthy reserves does not mean we will remain that way if we do not balance our council budget. The question was brought to my attention on how can we be financially sound if we have a budget deficit? The council operational budget is an operating budget that is a detailed projection of all of our expected income and expenses that we anticipate for that year. Now, it is crucial to assess our financial health because it guides the board of directors on making decisions regarding investment expenditures and resource allocations. You see, when we are strong, it will reflect on our financial statements and can build cash reserves to cushion the council during tough times. A forward-thinking approach to our investments is key to our long-term sustainability, and it ensures that we are prepared for future growth and for potential challenges. For an example, the economy or a bad cookie sale. This year, our expenses are forecasted to come under budget by $300,000. So clearly we have a revenue challenge. Our adult generated income is crucial to the success of this council. And as I stated to you before, we are continually looking at ways to support this. We just finished our annual gala with another successful year. This year, we are writing grants and seeking more funding from corporations and foundations and so on. We are also teaming up with other Illinois councils to approach elected officials as a state for funding versus individual councils. Another council did this, and another state did this, and they got 5 times more money as a state versus an individual council. Now, I want to give a cookie update. As I stated earlier, a few minutes ago, we are projecting a deficit in 2026. Now, you stated a great deal of concern about the cookie price this past year, and I want to thank you for your feedback. We would be remiss in not taking that into consideration in planning this year's budget. Therefore, I want to inform you that the cookie prices for the upcoming season will be $6.50 a box. You see, we put together a volunteer advisory committee for ongoing product program discussions. because we are moving forward together. And I am so excited about cookies this coming cookie season, and I am looking forward to a great year. Now, this time I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, and she's going to talk with us now about cookie incentives, and she will also give you an update on mission delivery. Jessica?
Thanks, Loretta. It's great to be with y'all tonight. Good to see your faces, and good to see the rest of you that couldn't be on screen tonight. Like Loretta said, I'm going to start talking a little bit about product program and then move on to a little bit more about mission delivery for the year. We're currently serving girls in our fall product program. So if you're not connected with a troop, I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that so that if you haven't had the opportunity to support our fall program by purchasing nuts, candies, bark boxes, and much more, please just reach out to us. We'll be happy to connect you with a troop in your area right away. That program does end on October 19th. So it'll just be a couple more weeks and we'll be wrapping that up. As we inch towards the 2026 cookie program, we did want to take a few moments to share some important notes, and I think Ashley's going to pull up a couple of slides for us so you have a visual. Thanks, Ashley. Hopefully my voice stays with me. As you heard from Loretta and now can see on the screen, the cookie price will change from $7 a box to $6.50 a box. And in response to that change, as we do with any price change, the troop proceeds are also adjusted accordingly. You'll see that on the screen as well. Please make special note that the council is committed to how the cookie crumbles percentages. You'll see those percentages are the same as last year. Actually, in the rewards, you'll see it's actually just 1% higher with some new initiatives that are coming out for our older girls and their rewards in the cookie program. So while the price changes, the troop proceeds change a little bit, the percentage of how it breaks down stays the same. If you have additional questions about those specifics, please let us know. The council has also committed to taking our usual one large service unit cookie training and breaking that down then to 5 different opportunities at the troop level. On the next slide, you'll see the different dates and locations of what we've termed Cookie Crew HQ. Big thanks to the product program and program engagement team for getting these put together. Please make sure your troop has had their cookie manager committed or registered for one of the dates and locations on the screen. You can find that registration access on our event calendar on our website now. These Cookie Crew HQ opportunities not only offer adult training, but at the same time, girls have the opportunity to enjoy cookie-centric programming to prepare them and celebrate the cookie kickoff. We all on staff are really looking forward to these opportunities near you and connecting in person. So I can't wait to see you there. And last but certainly not least, if you haven't heard, a new cookie's making its way to a troop near you and online this year. So this is not just an online only cookie like we've seen with our last new cookie. This is truly available to anyone who wants to purchase it through the cookie program. The Explore More's is a Rocky Road inspired flavor that's sure to fly off the cupboard shelves. And I've gotten this question several times. So will other councils have this cookie as well? Even for those of you that know, we have 2 bakers. Both bakers are offering the Explore More's cookies. So just a heads up on that. Thanks, Ashley. I'm finished with those slides as we kind of shift over to our membership report, letting you know where we're at with that. We continue to support girls through traditional troops, our individual girl program called Juliet's, and through outreach in our East St. Louis and Cahokia school districts. Actually, our community outreach team just kicked off their back to school a few short weeks ago and are certainly busy sharing the Girl Scout experience with so many, usually around 1,400 girls, a little more than that, that wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to participate in Girl Scouting. We will end our membership year for 2025 tomorrow. I can hardly believe it. It feels like it just started. The end of that membership year is tomorrow, September 30th. We're ending with about 6,332 girls and 3,555 adults, giving us a grand total of 9,887 members for 2025. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank each of you who have made the Girl Scout mission and movement a priority in your community. Without you and your dedication to spreading the importance of the Girl Scout program, there's no way this would have been possible. Now, as I mentioned, it ends tomorrow, so 2026 for us starts on Wednesday. And while we're planning for keeping our membership pretty steady, no big growth that we anticipate this year, we do continue to keep our eye on our market share. If you haven't worked with market share before, something I just want to give you a quick explanation of what that is. So for we would take the total number of registered members that we have, girl members, and divide it by the total available population of girls in our jurisdiction between the ages of 5 and 17, or grades kindergarten through 12, to give us like what's our reach look like in our council. I want you to know that out of all of the 110 councils across the country, Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois is ranked 15 with their market share. So, while we may not see a huge jump in the number of girls we serve this next year, what we will watch is that market share. It's not a secret that Southern Illinois, and especially the rural counties in Southern Illinois, experience population decline. And so we have less girl members to go and participate in Girl Scouting. So we're watching that market share to make sure that we're reaching the number of girls that are out there. And when you look at our market size, so for our council, we're considered small to mid size. There are 29 councils in that bucket, and we're number five. Number five. That's pretty big. And this success is a direct reflection of your hard work and dedication. It's a major win for all of us, staff, volunteers, our board. It really says a lot. I am happy to announce, as we are moving into 2026, renewal and membership for 2026 has been open since April 1st. We are on track. We're 3,615 girl members right now and 2,944 adult members, totaling about 6,559 total members and counting. Recruitment and membership renewal and recruitment will continue as we move through the coming months and the year ahead. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can help with helping us reach all the corners of this big council we serve, please let us know. There's a job for everyone. We are happy to connect you with the right people to make that happen. As we're talking about retention, program is a big piece of that. It's why girls stay in Girl Scouting outside of their troop experience. For 2025, our program engagement team served 4,700 registrations in girl programs. And on top of that, 738 registrations came in for overnight and day camps throughout the council. If you know about our day camps, you know that our volunteers are the heart of those. They run those programs in our service unit. So, and again, a huge thank you, just continuing to support and putting on those day camp programs, and to the new ones that we're going to see this next summer. The program team has also shared with us, hot off the press today, that while it starts Wednesday, our new year, the first 5 days of that new year, we have 5 programs in those 5 days, and we already have 500 registrations. I think 5 is the number for us this year. That's amazing. Beyond those first 5 days, there's also a whole year of opportunities on our calendar. So go check that out, get registered, come see us. We'll be happy to participate in program with you. Now for our adults, our new leaders are seeing a special kind of welcome this year. It's a little bit different than years past. This is going to include email, mail, and invitations to live phone calls or open hours throughout their entire first 12 months of being a leader with us, and have kind of a mentor walk alongside them. So that hopefully will help them feel well equipped to then jump off in their second year of Daisies feeling really, really supported. Also new this year in our retail shop, if you haven't heard, is Build-A-Bear. We recently welcomed this experience to the shop, and it has been a hit. We had a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce and a grand opening with Maxine Clark, the founder of Build-A-Bear. Just an incredible kickoff, and we continue to see customers come in to take advantage of Build-A-Bear. But also come see us, give us a call, get your shipping, because it's the best place to get your uniforms and really great gear. Last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention customer care. They're continuing to support our membership and community members well. Please be sure, though, if you do have a conversation with them or an email with them, click on that survey at the bottom of their email. It takes 2 seconds. It's really quick. You know, our goal in customer care, and I see Abby on here today. She's our director. If you don't mind just waving, show a face to a name. She's committed to making sure that we give the very best customer experience in that department. And we can't do better or know how well we're doing without your continued feedback. And so that survey is just one way we can gauge that. That's it for me. Thank you all. I'm looking forward to leading the staff in Loretta's absence, although we know they're really big shoes to fill. We have an incredible team of staff on board to be here to continue to support you and just reach out if you need anything. Loretta, back to you.
Thank you. And as I stated before, you're in very good hands with Jessica Upchurch. I want to talk to you a little bit now, give you an update on the Girl Scout Experience Fund. The Girl Scout Experience Fund Committee, made up of volunteers and staff and board members, is looking at how to best utilize these funds and update a policy for all of us to follow. We met just last week and had a very in-depth conversation about how we can make this process easier for even more girls to enjoy. So I ask that you stay tuned because more will be coming on that subject. I want to talk about Camp Torquay. We have done a massive amount of work at our Girl Scout camp, including a special fundraising event at Camp Torquay this year. I'm going to ask Ashley to showcase some things we have been looking and working on, which includes another brand new shower house. Now I'm going to turn it over to Marianne Dahl, our first vice chair and our property chair committee, to talk about how important it is to keep this property at full capacity. Marianne, I'll turn it over to you. We can't hear you.
How about now?
Yes.
Like the old cell phone commercial. Can you hear me now? Okay. We have a short video with some scenes from Camp Torquay, and Ashley's going to play that for you now. as you can see, it is very, very beautiful out there, and we have some really wonderful things going on. We're going to show you a few pictures, and then I want to talk to you about how we think that we can continue to maintain this camp at maximum capacity. So Ashley, can you show us the pictures at this time? Okay, the first picture is the archery range and a shade shelter. Our camp rangers, Wayne and Tyler, they built this gorgeous shade structure for our archery range. And we know how hot it can be when you're out there in the sun in the summertime. This relieves a little bit of the heat, and it's a wonderful addition to the camp. This was funded by our end of year staff campaign. So this is a great new addition out there. The second thing we would like to show you is the new shower house, which is currently in the construction phase. This new shower house will serve as a storm shelter on the opposite side of the camp of the other new shower house, and it will increase the camp capacity. This project is grant funded by the Edwardsville Community Foundation, and because it is also it's a shower house and it also functions as a storm shelter, so it helps us keep everyone safe at camp. And really, that's really important to us when people are at camp. Just ask our rangers. They do great work out there. And the next picture we would show you is our newest set of cabins. This is the Pines cabins, and they have been open and utilized for the past several months. Due to a grant from the Agency for Community Transit, we were able to pave the Pines parking site and the trails surrounding the Pines, which makes it all ADA accessible. And then an additional grant from ACT paved the sidewalks and walkways to the archery range and other multiple paved paths for increased accessibility. So this is really a great asset because if we have people who need accessibility, we have it. Okay. And then, I just want to emphasize that Camp Torquay is more than just a summer destination. It's a year-round resource for the Girl Scouts and for their leaders. So what I would like to talk to you about now is maximizing the use of the camp. We are very aware of the concerns of the people in our council about raising prices. And we do not want to raise the prices at Camp Torquay in order to generate additional revenue or help us meet the costs. What we have decided as a group is that what we would like to do is maximize the usage of the camp. So we're going to talk a little bit about doing that. We've done some things. We have provided flexible programming so that instead of having to rent the camp or a set of cabins for 2 nights, we now have after school, half day, 2-hour time slots are available, which makes it easy for troops who are local to be able to gather for activities or badge work or team building. And for weekend camping, if you want to bring a troop up for a weekend camp, you can stay 2 nights, but you can also stay for only 1 night. So weekend overnight camping, and come on out, explore the trails, try archeries, make s'mores by the campfire, whatever you want to do. And I would also like to emphasize to troop leaders or moms or anybody that, service unit people, that Camp Torquay can provide lodging and flexible programming and ADA access. And I want you to think of it, if possible, in creative ways. Like if you want to bring a troop to the St. Louis area to do some kind of activity, if you want to go to the science center, or you want to go to the zoo, or for some kind of activity in the St. Louis area, you can use Camp Torquay as your accommodations for your troop. It would be cost effective, and it's convenient to lots of other things in the area. I also want you to think about using the camp maybe for service unit trainings or events, or council events or whatever. And this is another thing. Camp Torquay is available for rent at a little bit higher cost to community groups. So if you know a school or a community group or a church group who wants to do some kind of field trip or outdoor classrooms or team building, the camp is also available for that. So we have lots of things that you can use it for. And remember, we do have flexible scheduling. So, you can schedule it for flexible times. And I guess the thing that I really want to emphasize is we want to maximize the use of the camp to minimize the cost. So please tell your people, we're going to try to do more advertising. We're in the process of advertising so that we can increase the awareness of the camp. But for those of you who are not using the camp, consider using the camp. Tell your people, tell your community groups, tell your church groups. Heck, I think we've even had a Boy Scout troop out there once or twice. So the goal is to maximize the use of the camp, which will minimize the cost. And guys, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and it's a really good deal. So that's all I have.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Mary Ann. And like I said, like she said, Camp Torquay is amazing. We've seen so much out there. At this time, I want to open it up for all of your questions. So if you have any questions, please ask them at this time. Is there any questions, Jessica, in the chat? If you don't want to say it out, just write it in the chat and Jessica will read it out to me.
Loretta, your volume is just a little low. Just want to give you a heads up. So if you can come closer, that would be really helpful. There are no questions. We just had a recommendation that I just made note of, so we can share that about the pines on the side. But I don't see any questions yet in the chat log.
Okay. Any questions anyone have? Can y'all hear me good now? Okay. Any questions you all have on anything that we talked about tonight? If not, I'm going to pause and ask our board chair, Linda, would you like to have anything to say, words to say, or any board members?
I sure can. Can you hear me? Fine?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. Yeah, I would just like to reiterate, I know at the very beginning, Loretta went over the financial part, and I just want to assure everyone that we are working diligently on trying to figure out how we can make our operating budget look a little bit better than where we are. It is definitely a focus that we have talked about, pounded, come up with ideas, asking other councils what they're doing. We're really trying to pull it all in. We know that we can't consistently run at a budget deficit because obviously that'll start eroding away some of our reserves. And that's definitely not the place that we want to be. So if anybody has any suggestions, we are open to listening. It is something that we are welcoming for us to do. I know there were many other suggestions about doing some additional fundraisers, and it makes it a little hard because of our large size, but we definitely would love to hear any suggestions of how to maybe continuing to tap our corporate companies that are in our footprint to make sure that that there's ways for them to hopefully support what we've got, our programs and the girls that we're developing for their future workforce. So we're always looking for some suggestions, and we would definitely welcome anything if you have a relationship or have even a suggestion. And maybe you don't have the relationship, but you have an idea. We'd be happy to hear it. We would definitely follow up on it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Any other board member, want to open it up to you guys at this time before we close? Or I want to make sure I'm giving you enough time for your questions.
I'll just add real quick, Loretta, there have been a couple questions that popped in the chat log. So if we have anybody that wants to talk, there's a question about whether or not there's a refrigerator at the Pines. And yes, thank you to Karen who jumped in and answered that for Sarah. We have a couple of refrigerators up there. They're in like a separate cabin like structure that's between the two sides of the Pines, housed in there for your convenience. If a Girl Scout troop is renting part of camp, can non-Girl Scout groups rent other parts of camp? And I believe we still have it split. And I know Marianne and Abby, you're both here. I believe we still have it split in the reservation system to where if a non-Girl Scout group wants to rent, they have to rent either Upper Torquay or Lower Torquay. And so there's a separation between non-Girl Scout groups and Girl Scout groups. I hope that answers your question, Janice. If not, let us know. And then any troops already selling the new cookie yet? Curious of the public's response. And Katie, I'm going to tag you if you've heard anything.
So nobody is selling the new cookie because everybody starts selling in January. But we did have a tasting at the gala for everybody that came there, and everybody that tasted the cookie, it does taste like a Rocky Road ice cream. You have to be a chocolate lover. But nobody said it was bad, and I had no bad looks. People came back for more to our sampling. But it is a very chocolate heavy cookie. But it does taste and smell just like Rocky Road ice cream. So troops will be having that cookie you'll be sampling it at the cookie trainings that we were doing, the 5 different locations of those, and then that will be the troop cookie that everybody will be getting for sampling from your service unit teams. So I've heard great feedback from it. You have to be a chocolate lover, though. I have to say that. You have to be a chocolate lover.
Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. And I know it's always exciting too, just for our customers, that there's a new cookie, so they want to try it. I thought it was delicious.
Any troops already selling? I don't know if Katie answered that, but I don't. Nobody's selling right now. No.
Right.
No, I think we had one of the Dakotas, I think, still used to be a fall, but I think everybody now has generated to a January, February, March cookie program. So I don't think we have any councils selling early anymore.
Next question is, how do current membership numbers for girls and volunteers this year compare to last year at this time? And I can say for our 2025 membership year, we're right on track to where we were last year. I think it's like maybe 0.5 when I saw today, like not even 1%, where we're lacking in one area. Our adults, we are way and above the goal that was set for this year. There is also a question about with opening up camp to other organizations where there'll be days and times that are not allowed to book. I really enjoy the fact when we book the campsite, it's only Girl Scouts, safety concern. So just a note there.
How many councils? I'll take the next.
Thank you.
Says how many councils are selling at $6.50 a box? I could not tell you how many councils are selling at $6.50 a box, but I do know that there is still some councils selling at $7 a box, but I could not tell you how many is selling at $6.50 a box. So
we are starting to see $6.25 coming onto the horizon. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot of councils between $6.25, $6.50. So we're right in line with councils now.
Yeah. And the other one, Katie, I think you already answered that. All council begin cookie sales in January, and I think you pretty much answered that. If it's not in January, it's not for behind January. Are there more activities than archery at Camp Torquay?
It looks like Jody jumped right in, so thank you. Frog Pond. If you haven't been to that new and improved Frog Pond, and the educational resources that are out there, take your girls out there. Not only are the frogs exciting, but crawdads, am I getting the term right? The crawdads are excited. That's all I heard about this summer when girls came back from the pond. Wayne, I saw you unmute.
Right. I was just going to
Everybody is
say
answering the
yes. Night
question
hiking
right
is
now.
a really big deal out here too. We've had some awesome weekends lately. Even this past weekend, there were so many daisies out here, which is great to see. These are the little ones, and I mean they're taking off down through the big hills, headed towards the suspension bridge. Uh, the hiking, the night hiking, the Gaga pit, the tether ball, the volleyball area. There's lots of, I like to call it old-fashioned fun that these girls do out here, and we get to see it weekend after weekend, which is really amazing. So there's just lots of, I call it old-fashioned fun that they do out here.
Yeah, and as Marianne said, we definitely want to maximize the capacity and make sure that we are maximizing, making sure that the camp is full every single weekend. And we definitely take our Girl Scouts into consideration. We're not going to rent the camp out to someone if you guys need it. So that is after you have used it, and you there's dates that are open. Those dates we will fill. I think this is all about camp that I'm reading right now, Jessica. I think we've answered most of them.
Seven new.
All
Okay,
right.
there is a final question. I don't know if you want to answer that here about, are we still looking to sell the current council office to create satellite offices throughout our council to make it more convenient for troops not near the metro area? I don't know if you
Yes.
could hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. And it's funny that who said that? April. Yes, funny that you say that. We're just talking about that at the board meeting. We're looking at ways, and I will tell you that the council office right now is getting utilized a lot more. And so we're looking at ways right now. It is not, I will tell you, it is not up for sale right now. And we are not looking at that at this time. But the property committee, it's got their eyes on that property, on how we can utilize it better. So, and as far as other places, we are right now, we have established a relationship with the library in Mount Vernon. Jessica and I were just there last week. We're always looking for places like college, universities. I established something when I was in South Carolina with the university, and they're still there. Girl Scouts are still there. So we are looking at having presence in all of our areas. But I also want you all to note, having a building is a good presence, but having the people in that area is more of a presence. I wouldn't even think about going to Robinson, Illinois, without Debbie Parker or Lisa or someone in that area. They are the Girl Scouts presence. And I want you all to understand that you are the presence of Girl Scouting in the area. And when we started this whole property thing, it was to make sure the girls have an experience. And that experience, we were looking at other camp places in other areas that you could have that same experience. And we want to make sure that that is happening. So to answer your question about the council office, we, the board and the property committee is looking at how to continually use that property. You heard Jessica talk about Build-A-Bear. So many other things is going on at that council office right now. And if you haven't checked it out lately, come by and check it out, because a lot of things is happening there. Any other questions? All right, any other last words? Lisa, go ahead. I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted a clarification on the training that's coming up on November 1st. Did you mean to have that to say Richland County? Or did you want it to say Olney? Because I noticed you put down just Richland, and I'm thinking, well, some people may not realize that that probably should have said Richland County or Olney. Because all the other dates listed the actual town.
Carol, you want to answer that? I think are you trying to get
Yeah,
on?
you make an excellent point. So thank you for catching that. It is in Olney. It is the Richland County High School, but it is located in Olney. So thank you, thank you.
Okay, I understand, April. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. And we're gonna look at ways that it's not so hard. I know Matt always talk about we can ship things and bring things. So we're looking at that, April. And April questions in the chat. It says it's really hard for troops that are 2 hours away from Glen Carbon to utilize the shop and see all that there is in person. Okay.
And I would just say if you haven't met Matt in the shop in person, Matt's on if you don't mind waving your hand, Matt. Give him a call. If there's things that you want to see in person, we can always have CMs bring it out to service unit meetings with the troop leaders to see it in person. If you want to see some t-shirts, we're always willing to help get the merchandise or get things to you, resources, willing to work with you. So I'm sure Matt would enjoy hearing from you.
Yeah, Matt, he's contagious, guys. I'm telling you what. If you meet Matt, you're not going to walk out of there or have a conversation with him. You're going to spend all of your money because that's just who he is. He's very contagious and he's doing a great job. He and his staff is doing a great job at the shop. Anything else from anyone else? I just want to say, I want to kind of piggyback on what Linda said earlier. This board has an ear to listen. So please voice your concerns. They have an ear to listen. I want to give all of you a very heartfelt thank you for all of your continued collaboration, your partnership, and efforts to serve the girls in this council. All of your efforts to serve the girls in this council. I drive around this council quite often, and to see the passion that you have, there's no words to express it. It cannot be told in song. You must experience it. And I want to thank you all for your efforts to serve the girls in this council. And with that, I'm going to say to all of you, have a good evening.